Theory, we are going.
There it goes. Yep. Start. Yep.
All right, we are. Let's get started here. Apologize for the slight delays. As all things tech issues and getting things set up takes longer than expected. So we will get started here. Let me transition over and boom. All right. Well, welcome everybody to the 2025 state qualifier information and bracket picker, as well as the middle school state championship and Apex Legends and Fortnite state championship kind of info sesh. So we're gonna get started here. Hopefully everybody can see everything. Everybody's hearing everything. Dalton, we're good on Twitch.
Yep. Twitch has a thing, and I can see your mouse.
Perfect. And I can see it on YouTube as well. All right, perfect. So we will get started. So today's agenda is pretty simple. we will be going over the middle school state championship first. So then that way, all of our middle school coaches, you guys can get that info and pop off unless you are also a high school coach there or are waiting for Apex as well. Then we are going to move over to the high school state qualifier information and group stage drawing. And we'll explain more about that. We're going to cover Smash Bros, Valorant, Rocket League, and Overwatch. And then we'll kind of finish up here looking at Apex Legends and Fortnite state championships here and the info on that. So we're going to pop over here. But first and foremost, just a super quick reminder. We are running 2 raffles to support Extra Life this year. Anyone can enter, not just coaches and players. Anyone can join, and then in the very fine text, except for Nate and Dalton, so they can draw tickets without conveniently drawing themselves. And then, so tickets are $5 each. You could buy as many as you want. Drawing is going to be on the last day of state, and no, you do not need to be present to win, so anybody can do it. So Extra Life is giving away a gaming desktop, and we are giving away a laptop, and those proceeds will go to support Extra Life. And if you need to learn more about Extra Life, we're happy to share out some more info about them. But long story short, they help kids in hospitals make their stay a little less crummy. So super love them and super happy that we get to partner with them to be able to do that raffle. So now I'm going to go hand this off to Garrick so he can cover the middle school state championship.
All right. Let me see. All right. I think did I do that or did you do that? All right. So I apologize. I've been told I sound like I'm in a long hallway being chased by something. So I'm going to try and be my best. Don't have the best headset at the moment. But we are going to, for middle school this year, we are skipping the slide that we need to be on.
I gotcha.
You got me? Okay.
Yeah.
So you want to move us to the next one? So we're going to go over some of the middle school state championship information. We don't have the same size as high school, so we're not going to be doing pods like high school does. Eventually, once middle school is big enough, we would like to match what the high school does, keep it kind of going the same way. So for middle school, each school is going to have one team representing them. That's the same as always. Now, just a clarification that we had questions last year in the middle school, you may add players from your other teams up to the maximum roster size. So if you have players on your JV team that showed out and showed up and you want to move them up to varsity for the championship, do it. That sounds great. We are going to adjust the playtime a little bit to ensure that teams that get out a little bit later have the opportunity to get some warm-up time in. So instead of starting our regular 3:45, we actually pushed it back a half hour to 4:15, and that is Mountain Standard Time. All right. I think all the middle schools are in Mountain except for maybe one. So we just want to make sure that we're clear on that. Yeah. Okay. Couple changes that go with the playtime. Valorant's going to be best of 3, just like the high school is. If we have a third match, it will be swift play. For League of Legends, that is also best of 3. There is no swift play. If you go to 3, you're there for hours. Rocket League, Smash Brothers, Mario Kart are all going to be best of 3, just like they were during the season. And we're not going to worry about covering Apex in the middle school. We're going to let that go to the high school. Nate, can you take us to the next one? I want to show you all what our schedule looks like.
There you go.
Okay. Waiting for it to click over so I can see it. There we go. Perfect. All right. So instead of doing one match a week for a couple of weeks, doing it on a regular day, for middle school, what we did is we kind of lined it up with one Switch game and one PC game, and we went through them just back to back to back. So starting Monday, next Monday the 7th, we'll have our Valorant third place match. We only have 3 teams. Let me back up a sec. All these are single elimination with consolation brackets. So you'll play 2 games unless we have a match that has an odd man out, and then that odd man might be not disqualified, but knocked out in the first round. So Monday the 7th, Valorant is going to have their third place match. Smash Brothers will start off. On Tuesday, Valorant will have a championship. We're trying to get that broadcast, but I'm not sure. I'm just now getting my classroom back, so I'm not sure if I'll have the stuff to do it yet. Smash Brothers will be having their semifinals and some of the consolations. Then on Wednesday, we'll kick off Rocket League. and then we'll finish Rocket League on Thursday. And then Wednesday and Thursday, we'll be doing the final placements for Smash Brothers, getting our 5th and 7th, and then our 3rd and 1st. We will not have matches on Friday, either the 11th or the following Friday. We're not going to have any matches on Fridays for the middle school state. We wanted to make sure that we didn't have matches or games, titles that would have their matches go past the weekend. We wanted them to all be going back to back. Can we move to the next slide?
Got it.
Perfect. Thank you. So the next week, it looks like so the numbers at the top are wrong. This is 14th through 18th. However, so it's not Monday the 7th. It's Monday the 14th. The actual matches listed are correct, though. So Mario Kart will start on Monday. It'll go through to Thursday. Just like what we do with Smash Brothers on Wednesday and Thursday is when we're going to have all the placement matches. And then, Thursday we'll have our championship for Mario Kart. League of Legends is going to start off with their seeds 4 versus 5 on April 14th. They'll go up to their semifinals. And then they're going to have their championship there on Wednesday. These are all best of 3, and so just make sure you're aware of that for League of Legends. For each of these in the middle school, they should all be up now on League OS. So you should be able to go in there and go into the postseason section for each of the middle school games and be able to see all of this information, see them all listed out. And if you really want to, you can track, okay, hey, who wins this match will go to this match and plays this. You can go ahead and break all that stuff down if you want to for your team to help you be prepared. We just want to make sure that we're getting everything as tidy as we can. Last year, it was a little bit scattershot, and so we tried tidying it up this year. And again, where middle school is an evolving procedure, if you want to check what's going on in the council Discord, you can see where middle school council, where we're talking about some stuff, and you can always send us messages through the middle school general chat so that we can respond to you about any concerns you might have. We want to be as transparent as possible. I realize I found out yesterday that we had some issues with the roles that I didn't notice until yesterday. So we have some issues there. They should be fixed now. If you're a middle school coach, you should have access to all those. I believe that's it. The only other thing I would want to make sure to point out with middle school, we don't have trophies for 1st, 2nd, and 3rd. We're just too small, and we don't have enough teams paying their dues in to cover the cost of those. So we just have a 1st place trophy this year. I think next year for Smash and Mario Kart, we're going to have enough to be able to get 1st, 2nd, and 3rd. But right now it's just 1st. Okay. I think we're good. I want to apologize. I wanted to be here for the whole of the entire presentation, but I have a little family thing that I was unaware of. So I'm going to take off. If you have middle school questions, message info at idahoesports.gg, and I will answer them. I will also be checking the middle school general chat. If you'd like to, you can always reach out to one of the council members and ask them for some help and some guidance, and they can help you. You can tag the whole council with @middleschoolcouncil, and we can get all that stuff squared away and see what we can do. We do have plenty of games that we would like to add. We have lots of students talking about stuff. So as always, if you've got ideas for that and you think there's something we can do, seriously, pitch them. I'm happy to talk, happy to hear from you. But I think that's all I have for middle school, unless I'm missing something, gentlemen.
Nope. Just to piggyback on that, if you do have a game interest or title interest of some sort, we send out a end of season survey of, hey, what games are you possibly interested in? We have things like Marvel Rivals on our radar and some other things like that. Some of it does come down to if we can get permission from the publisher, but being a part of ISEA has really helped us with some of that. So we will check that out as we go forward, but make sure you look out for that survey. We'll send it out to both players and coaches.
Perfect. So we will push on then, and we shall move on to talking about the state qualifiers. So this is for the high school level, for 4 of the 6 games that we are playing. And we're going to kind of go over everything about the qualifier, a little bit how state seeding is going to work, and we'll draw the group stage for each one of the games. So qualifiers. So with this, teams, some teams have had like 2, 3, 4 teams coming in to represent or coming into play during the season. For the qualifiers, coaches, it's up to you to choose which team will be the team representing your school. So each school only gets 1 team to represent them. You are able to choose how you want with that, but that's how we're going to roll. So each school will play a maximum of 3 matches over the course of the qualifier, and this is going to be played in a round-robin group stage, and we're going to pick this similar to how the FIFA Cup picks it, and it's a kind of a cool system, shakes things up a little bit, potentially offers opportunities for teams to bring some Cinderella upsets and the best teams to kind of shake things up. So teams are the way that the drawing works is teams are sorted into pots based on ranking, and these we're going to draw. The drawing will pull 1 team from each pot and place them in a group. So the groups are going to be comprised of 1 team per pot, and the teams in the same pot will not play each other. So I'll show you guys what this all kind of looks like here. So for Smash Bros, for instance, seeds 1 through 4, they are in pot 1, so they are all each in their own individual groups. And then seeds 5 through 8 are in pot 2, 9 through 12 are in pot 3, and 13 through 16 are in pot 4. We're going to draw this, so Group A will have 1 team from pot 1, 1 team from pot 2, 1 team from pot 3, and 1 team from pot 4. So that's how that's going to work. It's kind of a neato system with that, and we found that it was a pretty cool system. So the way that this works is that for each game, slightly different because of group sizes, but the top teams will qualify for the state championship at Boise State on May 15th through the 17th. 4 teams from the Mountain League and 4 teams from the Pacific League will qualify, meaning that our top 8 are equally represented from our time zones there. So the way that state seeding will work, because I know this is the number 1 question, is state seeding will determined only by the performance of your team in group stage. So during the regular season, your performance was determining what pot you would potentially be placed in for the group stage. Now all of that performance, we're gonna kind of do a soft reset on it, and the seeding for state will be determined by how well your team does in the group stage. Seeding is going to be measured by group stage record first, then by game win difference, and then by score difference. So if for whatever reason teams are still tied, the regular season ranking will be for affected teams will become the tiebreaker. So if, let's say, first seed and second seed are tied after group stage, we'll fall back, and whoever was first seed from the regular season will get the top seed. This is new this year because I want to close up a potential loophole here. But for Overwatch 2, in order to ensure equity of results for the hybrid game mode, a 3-0 victory and a 1-0 victory are considered equal. So you will not gain a points advantage by starting attack instead of defense. For Overwatch coaches, hopefully that makes sense to you all. There's a thing, if you start attack, you can potentially score 3 points. In defense, you only can score 1 point. So we decided to ensure that loophole is closed, so it's neutral, so that way teams aren't trying to make sure they're on attack or whatnot in order to gain some sort of advantage with that. So the state championship info for you all, it's going to be hosted by Boise State May 15th through the 17th. At the Boise State Arena in downtown Boise. May 15th is Valorant. May 16th is Overwatch 2 and Super Smash Bros. And May 17th is Rocket League. The state championship will be a single elimination bracket with a consolation round. So coaches, as we are going into the group stage, start to keep these numbers in mind. If you are fairly confident, you're confident in your team's abilities, or your team does really well, keep in mind that these dates, the 15th and the 16th, are over AP testing and potentially the last week for senior year and things like that. We are unable to change the dates because of a myriad of factors. So make sure your team and you are well prepared for this. So We went backwards instead of forward. So the schedule for the qualifiers is next week, April 7th through the 10th, will be round 1 of the qualifiers. April 14th through the 17th will be round 2. April 21st through the 24th, round 3 will be the qualifiers. And on the 24th, all matches must be completed, and I'll go over rescheduling here in just a sec. If you were here last year, you remember we did the crazy schedule where we tried to push all the games in 3 days back to back in 1 week. We're not doing that this year. Instead, each round will be played, or each game will be played on the same day that they're normally played on the regular season. So Smash on Monday, Valorant on Tuesday, Rocket League on Wednesday, and Overwatch on Thursday. So hopefully that helps you guys out, especially with scheduling conflicts and stuff like that. For the tournament rules, the game series will change for the qualifiers as follows. So Valorant is moving from a best of 1 to a best of 3. And that third match will be a swift play. Instead of a full 13, it'll be a swift play first to 5. So you'll do the banning the same. There's changes in the banning rules as well. So you'll want to check the rule book for that as well. For Smash Bros, it's remaining a best of 3. For Rocket League, it's remaining a best of 5. And for Overwatch 2, it's remaining a best of 5 like the regular season. For the match days, for the Mountain League, matches start at the same time at 3:45 p.m. In the Pacific League, matches will start at the same time, 4:45 p.m., 3:45 PST. That's supposed to say PST, not MST. So, as with the regular season, whoever is listed as the home team will be the lobby host. If the home team is not ready to start at the scheduled time, the away team will become the lobby host. You could always defer lobby host as well over to the away team if you prefer. With this as well, the forfeiting rules for states. Coaches, I know during the season, a lot of you guys gave a lot of leniency. You're still welcome to give a lot of leniency, but if you want to enforce it, these are the rules. So if a team does not meet the minimum threshold to start a match, so if Valorant won't let you play with 2 out of 5 or whatever, 15 minutes after the scheduled start time, and the team has not coordinated and agreed upon new start time, they will receive a forfeit from the match, okay? If the team does meet the minimum threshold, but does not have a full roster ready 15 minutes after the scheduled start time, they must play with an incomplete roster for that game. So you're playing Smash Bros. And you have 2 out of the 3 players. Game 1, you'll play 3 stocks down, and you'll go from there. But let's say your third comes back in time for the start of game 2, your third is welcome to play in game 2, but they cannot hop in once game 1 has already started. Teams are allowed a 5-minute break between rounds in a series. Okay, time to go use the restroom, grab water, you name it. Right? You're welcome as well. If game time comes, both of you guys are ready way earlier than not. You're welcome to start the matches early if both teams agree on the start time. But the FF rule will only apply will apply to 15 minutes after the intended start time, which is 3:45 or 4:45. Depending on your league. So, meaning if a team is not communicated by 4 p.m. in Mountain Time, you're allowed to give them an FF. Pacific League, either 5 p.m. MST or 4 p.m. PST. So, cool. Hopefully, if you have any questions, make sure you guys are posting that in the chat there. Let me pull up YouTube chat, see if we got anything going on there. Nothing there. Perfect. So, get back to this. And so, I know rescheduling was a big thing during the regular season. We want you guys to avoid rescheduling matches as much as possible. If kids have a dentist appointment, tell them to try to reschedule things and stuff like that. But we want to avoid rescheduling matches as possible. The reason for that, or I'll get to that in a sec. In the event a match must be rescheduled, the match must be completed 24 hours before next week's matches. So if you have to reschedule your Smash Bros, Week 1, that has to be done 24 hours, so Sunday, the day before round 2's matches, okay? The matches of the week of April 21st, which is round 3, cannot be rescheduled. Okay. The reason for this is we want to make sure we are able to compile the results in a timely manner to allow ample time for qualifying teams to secure travel arrangements to BSU. If a team is potentially waiting for your results, and it could be the difference of hundreds of dollars if a team's waiting to get the confirmation they qualified on Friday versus even the next Monday. So every match the week of the 21st has to be played the week of the 21st. Okay. So with that, let's get on to our group stage picking, the most important and fun part of the evening. So Smash Bros rules. Smash Bros, like I said, is a best of 3. Score reporting, you're going to report the stocks taken in the match. Almost all the teams got this, but in case you didn't, the winning team will have 9 stocks at the end of the game. Okay, so April 7th will be match 1, April 14th will be match 2, and April 21st will be match 3. So for our groups, the Mountain League will have 4 groups of 4. The top team in each group will qualify for the state championship. In the Pacific League, we will also have 4 groups of 4. 2 of those groups will actually end up being groups of 3 because of numbers, but it is the same. The top team in each group will qualify for the state championship. So with that, let us begin our drawing. So we're going to switch over here to our lovely doc, and I will transition here to our drawing. So unlike last year where we draw for each group, what I'm going to draw instead is I'm going to draw all of pot 2, then draw all pot 3, and then draw all of pot 4 into groups respectively. So I've already pre-placed pot 1. So Rigby is in group A, Boar is group B, Boise is in group C, and Twin Falls is in group D. These are your ranks 1 through 4. So with that, I shall now start the drawing for who will be the team from pot 2 to play against Rigby. And we spin. All right, our team in Group A from pot 2 is going to be Capital High. So now I will spin to figure out who will be the pot 2 group or pot 2 team in Group B. That is going to be Canyon Ridge. Okay. And now the team in Group C. That is going to be Bishop Kelly. And that leaves our last team, Jerome. You guys will be playing Twin Falls in Group D. All right, so we will we'll move on to the next group here. Our pot 3 teams, which are Sugar Salem, Timberline, LeBois, and Frank Church. And the team in Group A playing against Rigby and Capital will be LeBois High School. The high school team. All right, and then in Group B, our pot 3 team will be Frank Church. In Group C, our team will be Timberline. And that leaves Sugar Salem will be our pot 3 team in Group D. So our final pot here will be our pot 4 teams. So choosing for the team in Group A, it will be Wilder. Wilder will be our pot 4 team in Group A. Choosing for our team in Group B, it will be Meridian Tech. Our Group C team from pot 4 will be American Heritage. All right. And then that leaves Kimberly will be our Group D team there. So I will move on here. And we will move on to Pacific League Smash Bros. So our first, choosing our Group A Pot 2 team between Compass, Thunder Ridge, Blackfoot, and Highland. Our Group A team will be Thunder Ridge. Our Group B team will be Highland. Our Group C team will be Compass Academy. And that leaves us. Blackfoot will be our Group D team. Okay. Moving on to Pot 3 for Smash Bros. Pacific League. We've got Skyline, Butte, Minical, and Ryrie. Our Group A team is going to be Ryrie. Our Group B team is going to be Minico. Our Group C team is going to be Beal. And that leaves us with Skyline as the Group D team. All right, and then last but not least, our Pot 4 teams. We have 2 buys in here. We have Shelly and we have Gem Prep Pocatello. So we're spinning to figure out which groups will have the 2 buys and which groups will have teams. So in Group A, Shelly will be the 4th team. In Group B, Group B will receive the bye. And Group C will be Gem Prep. Leaving the bye for Group D there in Smash Bros. So, with that, we are finished with our Smash Bros. And we will move on to talking about Valorant. I haven't missed anything, right? I think we got everything.
I think so. I've been trying to keep up on League OS.
All right, perfect. So,
Some of it.
let's move on to Valorant here.
Yep.
So Valorant, like I said, is going to be best of 3. Round 1 will be a standard first to 13 win by 2. Did I miss something?
No, sorry. The Twitch chat. Our ads are working, but
Did they go off while we were rolling?
they were going.
Well,
I'm trying, guys. I really don't know how to fix this. So
Twitch
sorry.
automates
Subscribe
that,
and
so
you
it feels bad.
sub, and you don't have any ads.
There you go.
We'll also post this it's also on YouTube for you guys if you want to watch it there too.
Yeah, exactly.
But
Watch
we're
it
on
on
35
YouTube
right now.
There you go. All right, so Valorant, like I said, it's going to be best of 3. Round 1 and round 2 will be swift plays, first to 13, again, win by 2. Round 3 will be a swift play, first to 5, win by 2. Like I said, the map selection protocol is very different from what it was from the regular season. So Valorant coaches, make sure you are checking the rule books for how that's going to work. It's very similar to how VCT and the college scene do it. So hopefully it makes sense to your players. So like I said, for our match days, April 8th will be match 1, 15th will be match 2, the 22nd will be match 3. So in the Mountain League, we have exactly 12 teams, so there will be 4 groups of 3. Each team will have a bye. In the Pacific League, we will have 4 groups of 4. The top team in each group will qualify for the state championship. So with that, let us begin our drawing here for Valorant. So our pots here for Valorant, pot number 2 is going to be the Renaissance X Rocky team, Bora, Canyon Ridge, and Boise High. So we will spin to determine who will be the first team to play against, or who will be the pot 2 team to play in Group A. And that will be Bora. Bora will be playing in Group A. Our Group B team will be Canyon Ridge. Our Group C team will be Boise High. And that will leave our Rocky Mountain Renaissance team as our pot 2 team in Group D. So our last spin here is the teams from pot 3, which are Capital Wilder, Meridian Tech, and Frank Church. So the team playing in Group A will be Frank Church. All right. Our Group B team will be Wilder. And our Group C team will be Capital High. Leaving Meridian Tech as our Group D team. Perfect. All right, so we will now move on to the Pacific League Valorant. And our Group 2, Middleton, Rigby, Firth, and Thunder Ridge. We shall spin. Our Group A team will be Middleton. Our Group B team will be Firth. Our Group C team will be Thunder Ridge. Leaving our Group D team to be Rigby. All right. Pot 3 teams, Burley, Highland, Compass, and Soda Springs. We spin. In Group A, Burley will be our pot 3 team. Group B, pot 3 team will be Highland. Our Group C team will be Compass Academy. And our last team will be Soda Springs there for Group D. And last but not least, our pot 4 teams. We do have 2 teams and 2 buys here. So we spin. Who will be in Group A? It will be Idaho Falls. Our Group B team will be a buy. And last but not least, Group C will also receive the bye, meaning Ryrie, you are in Group D. Okay. So, we will transition back here to our presentation. And we shall move on. We're going to talk about Rocket League. So, Rocket League will be a best of 5, just like the normal season. Match days will be April 9th, 16th, and 23rd for match 1, 2, and 3. Our groups, Mountain League will have 4 groups of 3. The top team in each group will qualify for the state championship. In the Pacific League, we had 5 schools participate. And so in order to ensure we stick within the 3 weeks, the number 1 seed from the regular season auto qualifies for the state championship. Congrats, Middleton. And we will have 1 group of 4. From that group of 4, the top 3 teams will move on to the state championship, meaning whoever gets last in the group stage will be unfortunately eliminated. So with that, we shall do the Rocket League drawing. Now, we are very fortunate in the fact that because there's only 1 group, Pacific League has already been drawn for the singular group, with Skyline being the top, Wood River being second, Bonners Ferry being third, and Compass Academy being 4th there. So Middleton automatically moving on to the state championship. So we will roll for the groups in the Mountain League now. So first off, for the team playing in Group A, it will be Timberline. So the team playing in Group B will be Frank Church. All right, the team playing in Group C will be CUNA. Leaving our Renaissance Rocky Mountain team to be the team facing off against Capital in Group D. So, we now will draw our pot 3 teams here. And we will spin the wheel. The team in Group A will be Gem Prep. The team facing off in Group B will be a bye. Meaning they will only have 1 match, as we only had 11 teams for Mountain League, Rocket League, as one had to drop out last minute. So, we will spin to figure out the team playing in Group C. That's going to be Meridian Tech. And that leaves out with Boise High being our team from pot 3 going to Group D. So, that is the drawing there. We'll take a look there. And we'll move on to talk about Overwatch. So, Overwatch 2. With Overwatch 2, the match will be best of 5, just the same as the regular season with the same map flow. Match days will be the 10th, the 17th, and the 24th for match 1, 2, and 3 respectively. In the Mountain League, we will have, as we only had 8 teams participating, we will have 2 groups of 4. Group A will be all the odd ranks from the regular season, which is 1, 3, 5, and 7. And Group B will be the even ranks from the regular season, 2, 4, 6, and 8. The top 2 teams in each group will qualify for the state championship. In the Pacific League, much like Rocket League, we had 5 schools participating. And so with that, the number 1 seed from the regular season is going to auto-qualify for the state championship. Congratulations, Rigby. Meaning that we will have 1 group of 4, and the top 3 teams will qualify to the state championship, meaning whoever gets last in the group stage, unfortunately, you will be the team left out from going to the state championship. So, as there is no need to roll, here are your groups. So Group A in the Mountain League will be Bishop Kelly, Bora, Boise, and Mountain Home. And Group B will be Meridian Tech, Jerome, Timberline, and CUNA. In the Pacific League, Group A will be first seed is Nampa, second seed is Compass Academy, third seed is Skyline, and the fourth team in there will be Blackfoot High School. So there's your Overwatch League. That has been scheduled in League West, so you will be able to see that as well. So, Dalton, is there any questions before we move on to Apex or Fortnite?
Nope, no questions so far.
Perfect. All right, and no one has my head on a stake yet, so we're doing better than last year.
I'm sure you're getting an email right now. So.
Oh yeah, for sure.
I'm probably getting the email right now. So.
All right, so I'm moving on to Apex and Fortnite here because things are a little bit different for us. So because of size constraints of BSU, the state championship will be virtual and will be played over the next 3 weeks. So while everybody else is doing the qualifiers, we will be playing our state championships because of the fact that we do not need to do any sort of qualifiers to go into that due to team sizes or match sizes. So for Apex Legends, only one team per school is going to come in and participate. I didn't write that down, but that's the same as all the other games. So each week's match will have a total of 3 games on that week's map, totaling 9 games over the entirety of the championship. So our match days will be April 9th. Will be match 1. We'll be playing on Storm Point. On April 16th, we'll be playing match 2, which will be on E District. If for whatever reason Apex decides to last minute remove E District without telling anybody from the custom pool, we will default back to Broken Moon, but hopefully that won't happen again for our state championship. And then last will be match number 3 on World's Edge. So lobby code will drop at 4:40 p.m. MST on match days. Okay, matches will begin promptly 10 minutes later at 4:50 p.m. Okay, there will be a 5-minute break between drops. If there is any major tech issues, if someone's unable to get in the lobby and unable to be there for the first drop at 4:50, barring any issues with the host PC, we will still start and you will have to play a player down or the team will have to miss game 1. We will restart the lobby if everybody gets dropped, like what happened a couple or during week 1, but we will not be kind of waiting 15 to 20 minutes to start game number 1 like we have during the regular season. This is just to ensure that the state championship is ran as smoothly as possible. And especially because we're playing all 3 games, being able to get all 3 games in a timely manner is incredibly important. So for scoring wise, points will be tallied across all 9 games. The team with the most points at the end will be the state champion. Once we finish our state, the virtual state championships, top 3 teams will be invited to BSU during states to receive their awards in a trophy ceremony. And if you can't make it, that's okay. We'll ship it out to you. But Boise State wanted to put on an in-person trophy ceremony for Apex and Fortnite. So as well, one thing that will be introduced, and this sounds like a lot, but in order to remove as much RNG as possible, we will be doing drop spot drafting, much like they do in ALGS. Coaches, if you're coaches for Apex Legends, tomorrow I will be sending out an email with more information on this, but this is kind of how it's going to work. But essentially, your drop spot draft pick order is determined by the finishing rank during the regular season. Now that we're going into the state championship, all points are neutralized back to 0, and we will begin again for the 9 games. This drafting process will take place asynchronously in the IEA Discord, and I will be sending out the link to that if you're not in there, and teams will choose their drop spots in a snake draft. Your team will have 24 hours to pick the drop spot. If you don't pick your drop spot then or don't really care, I will randomly choose a spot for your team. We will be following a snake draft, and so number 1 seed will get first pick for World's Edge and E District, and they will get last pick for the drop spot on Storm Point. We will choose World's Edge and E-District maps first, and then we will go on to the Storm Point drop spot locations. Each team must pick a unique location, and once that location is chosen, it will no longer be available for drafting. The spot draft will be the spot that teams have to land during the state championships. Teams are not allowed to drop anywhere else on the map. If you have any questions about this, I'm happy to answer them over email. Long story short, we are following what the professional scene does, and they did this for a myriad of reasons, but one of them is to ensure early game is as equal as possible across all teams, and to allow for more exciting end games and teams that have a better shot there, and prevent contesting. And also targeting a team that may be winning in a lobby. So there's going to be some other stuff in regards to the draft stuff, and if you want to spectate the lobby, an approval form for that for the state championships. But like I said, Apex coaches, I'll be sending out an email tomorrow with a whole bunch more information on how this will all work, and we'll get the draft spot drafting going then. So if you have any questions, feel free to shoot them my way, nate.sarazola@idahoesports.gg, and I'm happy to chat about that. So for Fortnite, Fortnite will also be virtual this year. The state championships will also be played over the next 3 weeks on Mondays at the normal time of 4:45 p.m. And each week we'll have a total of 2 games per week, totaling 6 drops total over the state championship. Match days will be April 9th, 16th, and the 23rd, so those Mondays. The lobby code, again, will also drop at 4:40 p.m. MST. Matches will begin promptly at 4:50 p.m. MST, and there'll be a 5-minute break between drops, assuming that there aren't any major technical issues, which it is Fortnite, so expect technical issues. But again, teams, if you're not ready and the lobby code is not working for you and it's working for all the other teams, we are going to still run the lobby at 4:50, barring any issues with the any technical issues on the host PC. We'll send out the info on how to join a lobby again. We will send out info on how to join the lobby. Coaches, make sure your players change all the settings to make sure everything lines up with join lobby and things like that. Again, we're not going to be delaying the start for any technical issues if all the other teams are able to get in. So, and 1 or 2 teams are unable to get in. So, you'll be able to play for game 2 if you miss game 1. Points will be tallied across all 6 games. The team with the most amount of points at the end is going to be the state champion, and the top 3 teams will be invited to BSU during states to receive their awards in the trophy ceremony. One other thing to add to Fortnite as well is because we had less than 33 teams sign up, every team that participated in the regular season is allowed to join in for the state championship. So coaches with a varsity and a JV team, you're allowed to have both teams participating in the lobby. Again, if you're seen to be teaming and creating an unfair advantage by your teams working together instead of actually competing regularly, your team will be fully disqualified. 0 chances given for both Apex or for Fortnite if that is a problem. So no teaming. Teaming is very much against the rules, and you will receive a disqualification from the state championship if you are caught doing so. So. With
one clarification.
Yeah.
You were whoever put it in there. Yeah, you're right. It should be on Mondays. So Fortnite's going to be on Mondays still. You had Wednesdays on there, so for Fortnite.
Okay. Perfect.
I just fixed it. So.
Oh, my bad. Ha 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 ha.
Oh, good.
Yeah. So Monday's the date.
Go figure.
We're not changing anything.
Yeah.
So, this is we're professionals here. So, we would like to say thank you. I don't know if there's anything else, any questions in the chat that we need to address.
One asked, how do we know when we get to draft for Apex? I just sent them your email address, but I'm guessing they mean like if first place is getting to go first, then how does second place know that it's time for them?
Yeah, so
So-
that's the point of the Discord. I'll kind of explain that there. I will ping the coach in our Discord server to say, hey, this team is picked. It's your turn, and I'll also send an email saying, hey, it's your turn. So I have all the
Okay.
coaches' contacts, so you will be contacted immediately. As well, coaches, when you make your pick, please let me know so I can reach out to the coach and get that all squared away. So once you make your pick, just ping me in the Apex Legends the coach section of the Apex Legends chat, and or send me an email as well, and I will communicate to the coaches via the Discord and email as well. So keep your eye on those. Talk with your teams. My best course of action, what I would recommend, is talk with your teams early on. Ask them what spots they want. If you are early in the draft, maybe your top 3 drop spots. If you're super late in the draft, maybe your top 5 or 6. Okay. For World's Edge and Stormpoint, there are more drop spots than there are teams, so that should help. For E-District, there are equal amount of drop spots as there are teams. So just keep that in mind. Communicate with your teams early so we can try to do this as fast as possible. I won't punish teams over the weekend and blah, 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 blah. So I'll send more info via an email to you all tomorrow.
And then no drafting for drop spots for Fortnite.
Yep.
Okay.
Fortnite is just run it as it is. So.
Yep.
Awesome. Well, any other questions?
Thanks, everyone.
Dalton, Mitch, anything to add?
Coaches, make sure your fees have been paid up. You got an email. If not, if you didn't get an email, then you should be fine. Yeah, thanks everyone for participating. If you have any questions about state, feel free to shoot them our way. Nate did provide what those days are and what they're going to be for each game. If you think you might qualify and but you probably won't be able to make it in person, please let us know so that then we can adjust who's on stage, because we don't want an empty stage because everyone wants to be on stage. So if you can't make it, and you're going to play virtually, just let us know, please. Thank you.
Yeah. So we're super excited. This should be really fun. Good luck to all the teams. Again, we expect our email inbox to be more full with disputes and things like that, because this is when it really, really, really matters. So give us some grace. We're a very small team trying to do our best. So we will get to your guys' requests and match reschedules and any sort of disputes really, really, really early on. But coaches, make sure you're reading the rules, making sure you are all set to go for tournament rule sets and everything with that. So with that, good luck, everybody. Have fun during the qualifiers. We will have everything scheduled for sure, latest by Friday, so you can start reaching out and start getting things all coordinated.
Right.
Have an excellent one, everybody. Good luck.
GG's, everyone.